I made a mistake picking my partner. I'm stuck. What do I do? I've been married for almost 2 years. I am currently 10 weeks pregnant. Unfortunately, over time, things have gotten worse as more of his true self has shown. He hasn't worked in 1.5 years. He does not get along with any neighbor or person we have to interact with. He has extreme paranoia about the oddest things which contributes to this. For instance, we viewed a home that was for rent. The landlord kept mentioning the home being large and mentioned he could have someone stop by to take care of the yard so we didn't have to deal with it if we wanted to rent it. My husband was convinced that the man was saying he has large genitals and was trying to imply he was coming to the house to take care of me. Like what? We got in a huge argument about it. We have moved 15 times in 2 years, including 9 states because he is unhappy everywhere. He has me quit jobs all the time because he thinks everyone I work with is trying to have sex with me. I've never cheated and gave zero indication of anything like that. I'm a healthcare executive and work with mostly females. Since him, I have failed to grow in my career after building an amazing career before him. I've given up a lot while he throws tantrums unless he can buy designer brands and jewelry. My car window has needed repair for a year, but he won't help me with that. When his car had issues, I'm supposed to find someone and have it fixed right away. Today was the final straw. There was a veterans event going on nearby. He drove by twice blasting music and revving his car. He kept laughing about interrupting them. He is black but calls other black people the N-word. Hard R. He also calls other races names. He doesn't like people with disabilities either. I was so embarrassed. Before him, I owned a home, had a career, and lots of friends. Now I financially struggle. I'm not allowed to have friends. I'm not even allowed to wear certain clothes. I just can't take it. He is rude and disgusting. Peeing in bottles and leaving them in the bedroom even though the bathroom is attached. Burping and farting even though he knows I'm severely nauseous now. Then gets mad if I vomit. I just want to leave. I have no money and nowhere to go. What am I supposed to do? You can't keep allowing him to destroy your self-esteem and your life trajectory. Abusers only show who they are when they feel you're stuck. These men will continue to hold you back and ruin your life. Leave. It's better on the other side. Why is my boyfriend so cold and ruthless but also sweet and caring? My partner is really sweet and caring, but when he gets angry, it escalates quickly. He resorts to yelling, aggressive body language, name-calling, and phrases like "you are emotionally unstable" or "we were having a good time." Why are you causing drama? Often, he gets upset when I express my feelings towards him and tells me I shouldn't be upset with him about the situation. I have mentioned to him that things escalate when he becomes angry because of my reaction. He explains that it's because I hold importance in his life, so he takes it personally when I'm upset. He acknowledged having a short temper, and once he's angry, there's no turning back. He also mentioned that arguments only escalate because I don't let go. I believe he may have an avoidant personality, as he values his independence highly and resents any expectations I may have of him. For instance, during a festival where I panicked and wanted to leave, he simply told me to text him if I needed anything. This made me upset because I felt abandoned, and he got angry when confronted about my expectations and raised his voice. In another instance, when I was upset about a conflict with my friends and needed his support, he informed me that he was having a great day and didn't want my negativity to ruin it. Later, when I cried as he was leaving, he apologized, but it was hurtful to realize he viewed my feelings that way. When I express feeling hurt by his actions or words, he claims, "My actions don't affect your emotions. You choose to feel hurt." However, he also hugs me, calls me sweet, apologizes for his behavior while angry, which leaves me confused. To sum up, my partner can be kind, but sometimes he says hurtful things when angry. He reacts negatively when I'm upset or expect support from him. His responses vary between taking responsibility and dismissing my emotions. I'm unsure why he acts this way and what steps I should take. It's easy to be nice when everything is going well, but you see who a person actually is when things are hard. When you do anything to make him actually try, he's cruel to you, and that's abusive. He shows you his good side to keep you around, but don't waste any more time trying to figure out why he does what he does. Just get out of this abusive relationship before it escalates. No amount of hugs or apologies will make this behavior okay. My partner gets upset about my past and assumes that I will go back to my past behavior. We have been together for 7 months. Thoughts on this? My partner gets upset about my past and assumes that I will go back to my past behavior. I was into the party scene when I was a lot younger and during my single days. Now, I'm 32 and have been sober. I have shared my past with him during our dating period. One of my best friends wants to celebrate her 30th in New York City for a weekend and mentioned to him that she wanted me to go in October. He said that I should go. He brought up that he thinks I'm going to New York City to party with my best friend. Even though I have told him that last year, we went to New York City and mostly did touristy things. My best friend and I just drank and wandered around the city. He believes that we are going to do crazy things. He keeps going back to his 30th birthday. My girlfriends and I got too drunk and were being obnoxious. One time, we threw tangerines out into the street, acting foolishly. I apologized to him numerous times about my behavior. His birthday was last January. He continues to bring it up and how I will go back to the party scene when I haven't. Most of my friends are married and have babies now. I'm just focusing more on my career and my hobbies. Anyways, he says that he feels stressed when he's with me, that his body feels stressed. He's trying to take things out on me all the time. He asked me to move in with him, so we have been living together for a month. He always comments on how certain things he doesn't like, how I behave at times, how I say certain things. So I have been responsive and mindful of how I act or say things. My party days are in the past. I also suffer from ADHD and anxiety, so I've looked at ways to reduce those feelings. I have a psychiatrist and have been medicated for almost 5 years now. I have been transparent with him. I also nurture our relationship. I fixed and decorated our apartment. I also clean, do laundry, groceries, and make him dinner every day. Most of my love is out of nurture. I am also caring and compassionate. I even give him back massages almost every night to ease his back and shoulder pain. Every time he hears something about my past, he uses it against me. Now I feel like I can't even share anything without him bringing it up when he's upset. He's seen some of my snarky parts because I am also human. I have limits. I have tried to reduce those behaviors since he doesn't like it. I have been working on bettering myself. I have been honest, truthful, loyal, and loving to him. I can't share anything without him using it against me. I have asked him what he wants me to do. I'll just find an apartment if he continues to do this. I have been heartbroken several times before it hurts, but I know time will pass, I'll heal and move on. What are your thoughts about this? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Thanks. It really sounds like you guys aren't compatible, especially with how often the past gets brought up. He has some serious issues with retroactive jealousy, and if he doesn't address that, it's always going to be a problem. Plus, you're not doing yourself any favors by reverting to old habits when drinking with certain friends. Honestly, it doesn't seem like a healthy match from here. I have 2 more years to try to get pregnant. Meanwhile, I'm doubting my relationship with my boyfriend. What should I do, risking potential motherhood and leaving him? Sorry for the long post. My boyfriend and I met when we were 12 years old, became friends, and started a romantic relationship when we were 20. Over the last 2 years, we have been experiencing a rough patch. Last week, I initiated a conversation to see if our relationship is still working. It's disheartening because if it isn't, I feel like I've wasted my 20s when I could have been searching for the right partner to start a family with. He says we can make it work, but in reality, it feels like I am the only one making compromises. Last year, I received news from the hospital that having children might not be easy for me. I stopped menstruating a couple of years ago, and if I want to become a mother, which I do, I should consider starting IVF before I turn 30. This news weighed heavily on me. After learning about my infertility, we moved in together the same month I started a new full-time job. However, after moving in, I had to work full-time, clean after work and on weekends, decorate the house and make it livable. By January, my doctor advised me to take a break as I was experiencing burnout. Meanwhile, my boyfriend was studying in another city but wanted us to live together. Due to his studies, he couldn't accompany me to my fertility appointments. Last weekend, I asked him why he wanted us to live together initially. He keeps mentioning that once he gets a job, he will be busy and away too. Currently, I only see him one afternoon a week. The rest of the days, I am alone in this cold house. He also never has money for dinners out or has forgotten to buy me birthday presents for a couple of years, which, although difficult to admit, hurt my feelings. He never inquires about my burnout or how I'm doing. I think he assumes it has passed. I feel isolated in my relationship and unsure about what to do. He rarely discusses my fertility issues or our future. He appears to be focused solely on his ambitions and plans, with his education take priority. While I understand the importance of his education, I no longer feel like a team. His extremely close relationship with his mother also contributes to this feeling. Even though it will take him 10 years to finish his education, she will cover all his expenses. He has never secured a job for himself as his relatives always set him up in family businesses. Since living with him, I've noticed a lack of discipline, not just in education but also in managing the household. I can't help but wonder if his upbringing has contributed to this lack of responsibility. He argues that I can't judge him due to my abusive childhood, suggesting I don't know what a normal upbringing is like. However, sharing my partner with another woman has never been my aspiration. I feel like I have to be the strong one, supporting him in his studies, ensuring the house is clean and organized, although he does cook occasionally and buy groceries, making plans for the future, saving money because he doesn't have any due to his extended studies, and being my own source of support since he doesn't discuss emotions or inquire about mine. All the while, I feel a ticking clock as I approach 28 and contemplate becoming a single mother. The thought of waiting for a man for years only to realize I've missed my chance at motherhood terrifies me. My biggest fear is becoming a stressed and moody mother because my partner doesn't care and doesn't want to engage with the kids. We have different views on parenting. On the other hand, our long history together is unique, and I fear I may never find someone with whom I share such a close bond. Despite our issues, I still find him attractive and the sexual tension remains after all these years, unlike in past relationships that faded quickly. Should I end the relationship and fulfill my dream of living abroad, something I have always desired? Or should I stay, for better or worse, and wait for him to catch up? What is the most sensible decision in this situation? Crappy partners make crappy fathers for your children, so if you need to go the IVF route, consider using donor sperm and starting your family without your current partner. If you want to bring a baby into your life, do you seriously want the child to have this loser as a father? You've wasted 10 years with him, don't waste another 50. If you had a daughter, you wouldn't want her to have a man like that as her partner. Your heart would break. My partner always watches porn and doesn't touch me anymore. What do I do? My boyfriend is very loving. He takes care of me, we snuggle up to sleep every night, and when he puts his arms around me it feels so good. I feel like he genuinely loves me, at least on a romantic level. We have a lot of fun together and I genuinely enjoy spending time and living with him. The problem is that it feels like I'm spending the day with my best friend who also sleeps in the same bed as me. We rarely kiss and I'm lucky if we have sex once every 2 weeks. At this point it's starting to bother me a lot. I have always had a higher libido than him, but lately this whole situation is affecting my self-esteem too much. I don't know how to deal with the fact that my boyfriend never looks at me in that way, that he only kisses me when we have sex, that he treats me as if he doesn't want me in a more intimate way, that he never touches me, doesn't tell me that I'm pretty, or look at me with lust. Moreover, he's always watching porn or not safe for work, NSF to work, NSFW SMR, while playing video games. Every time I go to his room, he has those things open, and when he lends me his phone, his gallery is full of NSFW images. At first, I didn't care that he looked at those things so much, but at this point, it only makes me insecure and makes me feel bad about myself because obviously, they are much more beautiful than me. I try to make myself look pretty, exercise, and dress nicely for him, but he doesn't seem to care. Before it didn't bother me that he looked at that stuff all the time, but now it makes me envious that they get that attention from him and he doesn't even look at me. I even feel jealous sometimes because he spends his time looking at that and he never sees me in that way. Before, I used to think I was pretty and many guys looked at me and I never had trouble getting a boyfriend. But now, my self-esteem is on the floor and I feel terrible. But I'm afraid to tell him anything about it because I don't want to pressure him if he doesn't want to have sex or do things. I don't want to break up with him, but I miss feeling desired, being flirted with, feeling his touch, feeling desired by a man. Before I would try to wear provocative clothes or lingerie to try to seduce him, but if he wasn't in the mood, he would just ignore me. It's not that he doesn't want to have sex, but after being rejected so many times, I don't even try anymore because it makes me feel awful. And since it's so difficult for him to want to do it, I already know it's not going to be worthwhile, and I'll just bother him. We have talked about this issue several times in the past, but we couldn't find a way to deal with it. I honestly can't think of how to bring this problem back up. I'm afraid that he'll feel attacked and distance himself even further from me. It sounds like a classic case of porn addiction, which means the change needs to come from him. As a partner, offering support is all that can be done, but he needs to commit to working on his issues. Porn addiction often kills the actual desire for sex, making it unsatisfactory and causing unrealistic body ideals. If he doesn't want to change, you can't make him, but you can change how you handle the situation and see how he responds. Mum forbade me from telling our family that I graduated so that her real daughter won't be hers. My fault. I, a 25-year-old female, just found out that I passed my final exams in medical school. I am being told by my mother to not tell anyone outside of our family so as to not hurt a cousin of mine who is almost 30 and still hasn't completed medical school for the past 9 years because of medical leaves. Once it was announced, I wanted to call my extended family right then, but my mother shouted, "Don't you dare," and told me to consider my cousin's feelings. My dad got angry. He told me to tell anyone I wanted and be proud. He pushed Mum along with him and told me to take pictures with my friends. Later that day, my mum texted me this. "I know you must be proud, but just think how cousin must feel. Do you not love her at all? She's having a tough time as it is. I am not asking much, just don't post this on social media. You can tell Dad's family but not mine. No congratulations, no, I'm proud of you." I cried for maybe an hour until Dad came to check on me. He told his family about the results, and my paternal grandmother wanted to have a party that weekend to celebrate. Come the weekend, the party was great. I posted a picture on my Instagram story and I had blocked all my maternal relatives to please my mum. But I didn't know that my aunt's business account was following me, so she sent it out in our family group chat that I graduated and congratulated me. My aunt DM'd me gently asking if we were okay and why I had blocked her on her main account. I just told the truth and said Mum told me not to hurt a certain cousin's feelings. Auntie was fuming and told my maternal grandmother, and now it's a big fight. Mum sent me all sorts of nasty texts that I can't bring myself to type because I might cry. Dad's on my side and I'm glad I have him. They fought and Mum left to stay at her sister's house. I've been replaying everything in my mind. What have I done wrong? Was I really that insensitive? Oh, your mum is clearly unreasonable and seems to have some serious psychological issues. It's not your fault and you should be proud of your accomplishments without letting her negativity affect you. Just distance yourself from her and continue being awesome because you deserve all the recognition for your hard work. Remember, you have a supportive family and internet strangers who are proud of you. Thanks for watching. When you subscribe, make sure to hit the bell to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. To finish listening to all the stories, check out the playlist in the description.